Today I'm going to dig into a subject that a lot of people ask their own self. Why do people join cults? And I've got some answers for it, but let's dig into it a little bit and see why do people join cults. Hello, and welcome to True Cult Stories. I am your host, CJ Lester, and here on this podcast we'll be discussing different cults. We go behind the scenes of what they believe, who the cult leaders are, and who joined this cult. And I hope you stay tuned. Visit our website at truecultstories.weebly.com. I hope you enjoy. Stay tuned. So the old age question of why do people join cults? It's a fascinating discovery of, to me anyway, why people actually follow one certain individual. It's because human desires comfort, and a fearful and uncertain world may turn to cults because they tend to promote exactly that. John Patrick Peterson, a psychologist with Caltech, has pointed out that the cult leaders often make promises that are totally unobtained, but also offer no other group in society such things. Might include financial security, total health, consistent or constant peace of mind, and eternal life. These things every human desires at the deepest level. And as I think about it, on the Jonestown suicide cult, he offered all that. Financial security, because, he told them to give him everything and they will be taken care of, which was a lie. And so, total health, constant peace of mind. You don't have to worry about the outside world. We'll be in our own little world. Nobody will come and hinder us and take us away or whatever. We are in our own little world and we can do what we want to. Another thing cults do, cults satisfy the human desire for absolute answers. Today's world is a tough one. With many abstract issues, there are issues that are black and white. As Dr. Fernham describes in Psychology Today, humans crave clarity. Many people join cults because they believe they are being offered the solid, absolute answer for questions such as good versus evil, religion, the meaning of life, and politics, etc. Many cults leaders promote messages that are simple and seem to make sense, the exact opposite of what I often provide within a typical everyday life. Also, the people who they attract are those with low self-esteem and more likely to be persuaded by a cult environment. People often surprised to learn that those who join cults, for the most part, are average people. They come from all backgrounds, all zip codes, and all tax brackets. But research done on the past 2 decades has found that in investigating pattern, many people successfully recruited by cults are said to have low self-esteem. Cults generally do not look to recruit those who have certain handicaps or clinical depression. However, the people with low self-esteem are easier to break down. They build back up in effort to teach them that the cult is a supportive environment, what they're looking for. So in other words, they they have people just like them, so just come live with us and we'll figure this whole thing out together. New recruits are love bombed, like I just said. Once people have been recruited by the cult, they are often love bombed. The odd phrase is commonly used to describe the ways in which someone with low self-esteem is constantly flattered, complimented, and seduced in order to train their brain into associate the cult with love and acceptance. Women are more likely to join than men in a cult. According to various research, women make up a whopping 70% of cult members around the globe. Psychologists have different ideas about why women more than men join cults. Dr. David Brumley of Virginia Commonwealth University points out that women simply attend more social gatherings than religious or otherwise. This makes women statistically more likely to join groups that are unlimitedly victimize them. Therefore, they are more comfortable will be under an authority figure. Still, others write this as off as a total crock. And many cult members have rejected religion. From the unique first-hand experience, Kath has noticed that an interesting trend. This is Dr. Kath, a psychologist and professor at Tufts University. He said that many people who join cults have experienced religion at some point in their lives and rejected it. Perhaps it's surprising considering that many cults tend to be religious, or at least claim to be. But Dr. Kath asserts that the trend is a sign something deeper. Cults maintain the power by promoting us versus them mentally, and that's what it was in Jonestown. If you go back and look at Jonestown, that was the main point. It was them against the United States government, them against the Russian government. They were going to go join the Russian government, and that failed. But cults prove powerful because they are able to successfully isolate members from their formal non-cult lives. One of the ways cult leaders achieve this by convince their followers that they are superior to those that are not in a cult, versus them mentally leads to the cult members isolating themselves socially and friends and family, and being replaced with relationships with new ones inside the cult. Cult leaders are master at mind control. They are masters at mind control. Cult leaders convince their victims to separate themselves from society, give up personal possessions, and sometimes huge sums of money. They convince the people by whatever they are promoting to do all this. The cult leader must be a master of mind control. Ways in which the leader can gain control over cult members vary, but some popular methods include public humiliation, self-incrimination, brainwashing, and paranoia. With the brainwashing, cult leaders know to repeat various lies and distort until members find it difficult to distinguish between reality and the cult life. So that's what they do with the brainwashing. They are repeating lies to make it become true. And paranoia, to maintain a false sense of comfort. Cults often rely on paranoia tactics. Cult leaders convince their victims that the group of their families and or the government is out to get them. But the cults can provide safety. Once a cult member comes into collusion with families and countries, cannot keep them safe. Cult members often have no idea they're in a cult, although it can be obvious to those around them, but people in cults often realize they have to become a part of it. So cult life also can have a dangerous, lasting effect, of course. Cult victims often spend years overcoming the emotional damage incurred during the life spent in a cult. Psychologists who treat former cult members routinely describe them lifelong effects by being in a cult environment can have on the human body. Dr. John G. Clark Jr. is a Harvard psychologist, professor and the co-founder of the non-profit group which treats members and their families. He specifically mentions that the symptoms of a temporal lobe epilepsy are similar to those seen or reported as result in the cult conversions. So there is a lot that goes behind of why somebody joins a cult. And I hope you found this information helpful. And if you did, stay tuned because I have another cult episode coming up, and this is going to be discussing the Heaven's Gate cult. We go behind the leader on why he did it and who was he, this Marshall Applewhite. We look behind him and see what he did. If you enjoy this, let me know. Like and subscribe to my channel on YouTube at CJ Lester. Again, stay tuned for the next episode of True Cult Stories. And this is CJ Lester, your host. Thank you. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, like and subscribe to my YouTube channel, CJ Lester. The link will be in the description below. Also, go to our website at truecultstories.weebly.com. Where you can find all our episodes and a place to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Like and subscribe wherever